Welcome to Iron Bowl Debates.
Yep.
That is the king, the emperor of the Alabama Empire. That's falling. And I am DC Wolf. Just a little Auburn fan hanging out with the great emperor of the Alabama Empire.
It's a kingdom, a dynasty. It must be respected.
It must be respected.
Must be respected.
Ain't happening.
So what y'all had going on over there, man? I heard y'all did. Y'all had the big cat pillow or something like over there. What y'all doing?
Hey man, look. This is what's going on. And I want to get your opinion on it.
Right.
Because it's just like it is the state of Alabama it's the conversation right now.
Okay.
In-state recruiting. With Auburn and the surge that they've had in in-state recruiting. Is in-state recruiting important? Talk to me. Emperor. Alabama.
I think I heard a little bit of this conversation. Something fell over. But I think I heard a little bit of this conversation, and I know it has its importance. But I think the way I know you're going to perceive it a certain way. I say yes, it is important. But it's depending on what kind of culture you have at your school, what kind of coach you have, and it's depending on what your actual strategy is. Because we know forever Notre Dame used to get people from all over the country and beat the brakes off folks, because if you wasn't Mr. whatever the state was, you wasn't going to Notre Dame. From whenever they came up with Mr. Indiana or Mr. California in football, if you or ranking, you wasn't getting in Notre Dame unless you was number 1, 2, or 3 on that list. And that's why they were kind of dominant at the time, but they recruited through the whole country. So I would say it is important, but there are some differences. I think Alabama, for one thing, it has a lot of great high school football, but not all great high school football is played in Alabama. Would you agree to that?
I agree.
Yeah. And so with that, man, like I said, it's important, but I really never expected that somebody that was at Washington in January to have their hooks into the best players in Alabama. And there's a reason for that. And I'll get to that. I want to hear what you got to say, but I got something I add to that. Okay.
I mean, I think it's very important. I don't think it's the end all be all. I said this before on the Sunday show. Have you heard? I don't think it's the end all be all, and I don't think it's what Alabama fans are trying to. I think it's a coping mechanism by saying it doesn't matter. We're recruiting all over the United States, so it really doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It does matter, man, to me, but it's not the end all be all. Right. Nick Saban came in now, and we're gonna get to like the bullet points you just said. But Nick Saban came in, man, and he recruited in-state right away, coming from the Big Ten. So why can't Kalen DeBoer do it?
Well, coming in from the NFL?
No. Well, he came from the NFL, but his stint in the NFL was very short.
Where was he in the NFL at?
He was at Miami Dolphins, but what I'm saying is but he wasn't successful in the NFL like he was at LSU. So you can't take that resume and say, hey, man, I came from the NFL, so now I'm going to recruit these Alabama players. The resume is, in my opinion, and you may think differently, but my opinion is I don't think Nick Saban's NFL resume was strong enough to come in and tout it. You know what I'm saying? As I think he was probably bringing that LSU national championship ring first. He probably already had recruited some of them, maybe. So I guess that maybe, you know.
And he had his hooks in there on his assistant coaches coming in. Well, at least his defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator, Major Applewhite. He didn't know nobody. Only people he knew at high school was the lunch ladies. Hey, ladies, y'all got some grandkids? Like, get out of here, Applewhite. Anyway, but I think the reason that Alabama has so many national players is like, it's just like I said on my show Around the Herd on Monday. Kalen DeBoer was sitting in Washington and just, throwing stuff against the wall to see what sticks. So he calls the best players in the country, and they're like, who? Early in the year, early 2023, he's like, really early, spring of 2023. They're like, who is this? Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm over here, IMG. I'm over here. Like, okay, Coach DeBoer, you want me to come to visit? I don't know about that, man. I don't think so. So then when he gets upgraded in his job status, he called the best players he knew. And we do have players from Alabama.
Hold up, man.
But just not. No, I'm saying who was supposed to be, who is the holdover on the team? Like, yeah, Freddie Roach.
Freddie Roach.
And he got most of his players.
No, he don't. He's the defensive lineman, and y'all only have one.
We have 20, but we have 12 on the team. We had,
bro, you
counted our linebackers.
Okay, here we go.
How many linebackers
Here we go. I'm talking defensive line.
Edge rush. They're not running that.
I'm talking about interior defensive line.
They're gonna have two big guys. Listen. They're gonna have two big guys and one fast guy. Why is it gonna work? I don't know. We gotta see.
Gotta have more than two big guys.
But it's 12 of them. It's 12 of them.
You gotta have more. Okay.
12.
Okay.
Can't but two play every play. If they rotate 7, that's great. Okay. One of them guys is 355 pounds. He got that last year. People keep forgetting about him. He showed up at Alabama at 415 pounds. They done got him down to 350. But it's some big guys in there already is what I'm trying to tell you. But if you look at all that, like the LT Overton, they talking about him yesterday. And some of the other guys are coming in on the edge. The defense is going to be predicated on attacking weaknesses. Attacking weaknesses, say, yeah, they're going to take on some blocks, some double teams at times, but it's on attacking weaknesses. Now, when they find out what your weakness is, I don't know how many safeties or how many linebackers you're going to see at a time, but it seems like it's going to be a lot. But traditional defensive linemen, when I went back and I started watching South Alabama, and I started watching the defense they were playing, and I was like, so one of these three guys is really could be strong, but he's really he's trying to pierce he's not giving the quarterback no time to throw. And if you try to run up behind him, like we're gonna run the little guy. It's like they had backup for that too in the good games that they played. Now I'm just telling you what you may be expecting from a 4-2-5. It's just gonna be all over the place because they are predicated. They're talking about the wolf room. Oh my goodness, they were talking about wolves and stuff. And how many people they all excited of what the Wolves are learning, and they're ready to eat, man. It's gonna be interesting.
What does that have to do with Alabama recruiting, though?
Well, I'm saying you're saying like why they want more linemen on the team.
Yeah, okay.
But the recruiting is because I think that Alabama, Kalen DeBoer was focused on the biggest people in the country, and he just so happened to have an inroads with them when he left Washington. Now, if he gets over here in the regular season, wins 10 to 12 games, in-state recruiting, do you think it'll be a problem if they win 10 11 games in-state?
It depends on how many Auburn win. That is, and then I'm saying like this. If Auburn is successful, if Auburn is successful, that's not going to help him. You see what I'm saying? Because he's allowing Hugh Freeze to get this momentum and get all of these, top 10 players. So
but my thing is, what if you still have a
what if Auburn and Alabama both win 10 games this year? Right. If they
come down to the Iron Bowl.
Right. But what I'm saying, even if Alabama wins the Iron Bowl, both teams are going to the playoffs, probably if they both win 10 games.
So we won the Iron Bowl.
Right. Yeah, I get it. But
that gets the attention of the person in state.
What I'm saying is this type: if Auburn makes the playoffs,
right.
If Auburn makes the playoff, but they both make the playoffs, man, you got Hugh Freeze already got his hooks in the 25 and 26 class.
Well, you're saying that we're not talking to nobody in the state either.
No, what I'm saying is y'all, and I beg to differ that it's this thing y'all don't want them and they don't fit the culture.
Who said they don't want
you just said they don't fit the culture or
no, I ain't say that.
No, you put a bullet point. You said it could be culture.
No.
Rewind and watch it. You said
come on this show?
Yeah, you said culture. You said
no. I said culture. This man was in Washington. This man was in Washington.
No, but I'm just saying why.
And when he was talking to the best players in the country for the one phone call or a couple of text messages he get, and they probably ignored him. But next thing they know, they turn around this man coaching in Alabama.
No, I'm saying we were talking in the beginning about in-state domination by Auburn. and you were saying it's several reasons why Alabama.
It could be scheme too, right?
Right. It could. What I'm saying, but you said culture, you said scheme, and you said maybe coaching. Maybe I know you said
no. I said the culture. No, I'm saying the culture will teach the guys what they need to know about Alabama.
So what you saying is these guys in Alabama don't fit the Alabama culture?
No, the guys that not at Alabama don't fit the Alabama
That's
culture.
What I'm saying. No, I'm saying the guys that are in state that Alabama, that Auburn is getting now.
Right.
My question is, why are they not going to Alabama? Is it scheme, culture? What is your reason?
It could be scheme. It could be culture. It could be money.
Could they just be gifting? Could they just
it could be money.
Could Hugh Freeze just be a better recruiter than Kalen DeBoer? Maybe
that's possible too. Because the thing is, yeah, it's remember what I said about this is what I said about Saban. Okay. This is what I said about Saban. Okay. When Saban used to go out and get players, especially when he was starting out, and he couldn't get when it didn't take long, but for 7 or really 6, for 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7 and 8, everybody wasn't jumping off the side of the bridge to go play. So he got 3 stars and he developed them. He developed a Cody. Cody was a 3-star coming out. Okay, Mark Ingram was a 4-star. But see, there's one thing about Saban and all great coaches, including Belichick at the time, everything else aside, they know what they want to get to do what they got to do. There are people in this world, right now that actually recruit better than probably Hugh Freeze and Kalen DeBoer for their level. But that don't mean they're great coaches.
That ain't what I'm saying, though. And
Hugh Freeze could be #1 coach, the #1 coach in the country for 4 years in a row, just like what was that dude Mark Richt used to do. And then what do? They fired Mark Richt.
I get it, but and let me say this while we're here. And people talk about Saban had 3 stars and all this in development, and they always
07?
No, I'm just saying they always throw Cody up, which is fine, bro. Cody was highly recruited because Auburn wanted Cody too. It wasn't like Cody was this person nobody knew about, and Nick Saban just got him and molded him, developed him.
Who won that championship in 2005 and 2006?
Let me finish.
They were not on his. Cody was not on their list. Okay, that's my point. I ain't saying
my point is you bring it up as if that was the only players Nick Saban had, bro.
Mark Ingram.
Yeah, but it was other players other than Mark Ingram. It was some 4 and 5 stars on that team too. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't
recruited by Shula, right?
But I'm just saying, you making it like
the cupboard wasn't bare.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Some people, but obviously, but the coaching had to be there though. But the coaching had to be there. That's my point.
But I'm just saying,
like, let's go out and run 5 wide, and we ain't got nobody on the team that run a 4-7.
I get it, but what I'm saying, that's all I'm saying is
we're gonna hit it up the hole, and all our offensive linemen weigh 260 pounds. All of them.
I was just making the point that you kind of said Cody and 3-star like Nick Saban. All he had was Cody and a bunch of 3 stars. Mark Ingram was a 3-star, and it was just some 3 stars. Man, he had some blue chippers on that team too.
It wasn't just no 3 stars.
That's all I'm saying. I was just making the point that
that's I don't know how many 5 stars or 4 stars were there, but I mean the majority of
receivers on that team. Who's the receiver?
Bro, I gotta go into the archives and pull up.
Was that Julio Jones them or who was that?
He was the first recruit that came in 08.
Okay, was Julio Jones on that team?
The first big splash.
Was Julio Jones on that team too?
And look who threw the ball to him.
I'm
trying to find out. I don't know when he came to school. I think he came there in 07. I think that was the first year. 07. Let me see. I'm going to the team rankings.
But I'm saying you got to think, bro, when Cody was on that team, bro, Alabama was good, man. Cody added
on that team. The team that lost, that's what you're saying? Not is a good team.
Which team? His first team?
His very first year, yeah.
Cody was on the first team? I don't know.
I think Julio Jones was on the first team. That's why I'm trying to ask you.
I'm not an Alabama fan, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So
you got Alabama tattoo.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not an Alabama fan, so I don't know. I didn't know Cody was on Nick Saban's first team. I didn't think he was.
And like I said, then we don't know
I didn't think he was.
You never know what kind of payments may have been happening at that time, you know.
Well, we know payments were happening. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know if they were happening before then. You know what I'm saying?
That 07 class had 3 4-stars in it.
Okay. That was Nick Saban's first year?
The 07, yeah, I think, yeah.
Okay, what was the 08 class? When did Cody come? Because again, you keep saying Cody, but like
I mean, because Cody made the biggest play, but I tell you who, Cody's made some of the biggest plays during that time period. That why are you yelling for? What you getting on?
Give me the team in class when Cody came, because you po-mouthed like when Cody was there were no one else but
Cody. My God, Kareem Jackson, what the world, man? Kareem Jackson wasn't even rated. Boy, yeah, walk on or something.
ABA, man. ABA, Alabama being Alabama, man. You will not answer my question.
No, I gotta pull it up. I mean, you don't.
That's what I'm saying. Cody was not in that first class. What I'm saying is when Cody got there, that team had talent also. It wasn't like Cody was the only player. We just had a 3-star Cody, and Nick Saban coached him up, and that's the reason we won.
And really, the point is moot because they still kicking y'all butt because the man could coach. That's my point.
Well, when did Cody get there? Nick Saban had talent when Cody got there. That's all I'm saying.
See. Yeah, when Cody got there, that would be because see, Josh Chapman came in there at the same time.
So
he's
Josh Chapman
now.
Is nobody, I guess.
Huh?
Yeah, I guess Josh Chapman was just a nobody.
He was a 3-star to Hoover.
I guess he was a nobody.
He was a 3-star to Hoover.
Okay, what about the other players? You name it. What? It wasn't no other.
He go to in 07. He go to 3 4-stars in 07. Rolando McClain, head leader of the defense. Brandon Gibson was a wide receiver. I don't even know if he stayed at Alabama.
But you named Rolando McClain.
Alex Watkins. Everybody else in that recruiting class, the other 20 players were 3-stars. Man, now I'm moving to the 08, the second class.
Thank you, man. Because we ain't even talking about those 7 classes. I'm asking when did Cody, who was
that was the first class. That's the class that won. They won 2 national championships. What are you talking about?
But what I'm saying,
what are you talking about? Or won the first national championship. They won the first national championship.
Man. Well, go ahead, man.
They won the first national championship, and then the next class had many more 4-stars on it because they saw the division.
Don't want to name them though.
Julio Jones.
Okay,
Julio Jones.
Well, hold up. So you had
DJ Scotts.
So hold up. You had many.
What it is. Tyler, what it is.
You had the first class. Then you had many 4-stars. Cody ain't even there yet. So that's my point, is that when Cody got there, it was good players on the team, but you making it like Cody was the only guy Nick Saban had on that.
You know why it's like that? Because Mike Shula couldn't coach.
Oh my God. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The team that Nick Saban took in 2 years, them players that he left him there in 06. So why he couldn't take either Dubose couldn't recruit, because by the time Mike Shula took over, it was like they was losing games in the 4th quarter. They was in them.
I agree.
He couldn't get over it. If Mike Shula would have competed for the SEC championship, he wouldn't have lost his job. But that thing was over halfway through the season, and people knew they had some talent. Now Nick Saban came there with this beast work ethic of taking it to this higher standards, higher level, and that's why he started to get people, because he outworked fools.
But then
he outworked you cannot nobody out there gonna tell you in 07 through 2023 nobody was working harder than this guy.
Yeah, but the sanctions was off too. And like I say, man, y'all be dunking on Mike Shula, but that man was coaching with it 2 arms tight. He was
name me his second job. Where's the second head coach job?
I'm talking about
the man ain't been a head coach job. The man you talking about Buffer, this man ain't been a head coach since.
We're not talking about other jobs. We're not talking about other jobs. We're talking about Alabama.
There was a better candidate
talking about Alabama.
Available. He got paid for his time.
And I agree with you.
Salute. How can you sit up here and say, well, y'all should have kept Mike Shula? Y'all should have given another chance.
I didn't say
you gotta be, because you keep looking for Mike Shula. You keep saying like, well, we should have kept Mike Shula because Mike Shula should have been given a fair chance. This is not the first grade. This isn't first grade. This is big boy time.
I just said y'all.
What are you talking about? That we ducking on people? What?
Y'all on the man like he's some trash, but
he is garbage, man. He ain't been a head coaching. He ain't got no other head coaching job.
Get out to Alabama. I'm just saying, man, the man deserves some type of grace. It was under
went to rehab. Got involved in scandals. Kiffin, people hire people at La Tech and Florida Atlantic and Southern Mississippi. Ain't none of them schools in 20 years called Mike Shula.
That's not the point. It's like what I'm saying though. You got to think.
He should have stayed at Alabama.
No, I didn't say. I never said that. You making a narrative that is not true. I never said he should have stayed at Alabama. I just say he should have gotten some grace extended to him because he took y'all through sanctions, man. The same way with your boy Lane Kiffin took USC through sanctions, man, and it's just kind of like he's some trash scrub. Bro, he took you through sanctions, man. I'm just saying.
I don't care about no sanctions, boy. We're trying to win championships.
No, you don't, bro.
Here we go. This is the problem with Mike Shula. So this is revisionist history. This is revisionist history. Not only was he not winning, the team was not prepared to play in the fourth quarter. And that's what you're missing. No, they were in the fourth quarter. Okay, we got it going. But if he had done that, he would not have lost his job. Because the games he lost, I'm going to finish all of it. The games they lost, they were against the larger programs and teams, right? And it's like we wasn't going to be able to beat anybody in the fourth quarter. And that includes Auburn, LSU, Tennessee, and maybe throw somebody else in there. That was his problem. His problem was not like somebody hating on him. His problem was from one year to the next, it was like it looked the same. And we knew we had better players than what he put on the field.
You missing my point, bro. I'm agreeing with you in saying that y'all had a fourth quarter issue because Nick Saban had to come in and institute the fourth quarter program.
And I can't even believe I'm having this program. No, let's not go to Nick Saban yet. Let's not skip over that yet. Let's go back to Brian Harsin real quick.
Hold up.
Y'all fired Brian Harsin because of issues that didn't have anything to do with the field, right? The recruiting, right? The recruiting was messed up, right? How is that okay? But this ain't okay.
Brian Harsin. Let me finish on my man.
Okay.
What I'm saying is I'm not saying y'all should have kept him. I'm not saying I'm agreeing y'all had a fourth quarter problem. All I'm saying is, man, y'all need to be thankful for that dude taking y'all through sanctions. That's all I'm saying, man.
Okay, thanks. Like, what you want to do? Wow. What you want to do?
Like, bro, how you speak on that dude, man? It's
hey,
sad,
man. Yeah, but and I have coaches that now Bill Curry. See, like Bill Curry got fired for 3 years, and he got fired for one reason only. He lost to Auburn 3 years in a row.
I don't think Bill Curry. Do you hear me making excuses for Bill Curry? No,
but I'm saying I'm talking about. I'm gonna make some excuses. I don't even care. But I want to understand this Brian Harsin and paying off all this cheddar y'all paying that dude. Y'all get that man 15 minutes to coach it.
He wasn't recruiting, bro. He wasn't recruiting.
Y'all had players.
He wasn't recruiting, and we wasn't on sanctions. That's all I'm saying. Y'all had fourth quarter issues too because y'all were under sanctions, bro. That man couldn't establish depth because he was limited on the number of players on the roster too. So how you saying it is just like this dude just was trash and had a fourth quarter issue, but you not putting in that the team was under sanctions. That's all I'm saying, but we can go forward, man.
The team was under sanctions, but he still sucked. You coming from a place that got the Junction Boy coach, the guy from Texas A&M, you may have heard of him, Bear Bryant. They are there practicing in rocks and thorns. Ain't nobody care about no doggone sanctions in Alabama. It's a different built team. Maybe that's the problem. You don't understand it. You don't understand their culture, tradition of that school, because it's a different culture than what you used to. Y'all used to hire somebody, and then a year and a half later, y'all, potato famine. Like, what was he supposed to do? Come to Auburn and just like take over under Nick Saban? Are you crazy?
Hugh Freeze came in and took players from Nick Saban.
I said take over.
No,
over.
If Nick Saban
win the game, win the game, win the game, win the game. Bro, win the game. You can win the recruiting. You can win the basketball competition. Win the Iron Bowl. Win the Iron Bowl.
Y'all was a muff punt and a 4th and 31 for losing to Hugh Freeze in his first year. What are you talking about?
Just win, baby.
Hugh Freeze was going toe to toe with Nick Saban his first year.
Just win, baby.
Roster.
Just win, baby.
What are you talking about, dude?
Just win, baby. That's all I got to say.
I don't understand the argument. I don't understand.
Hugh Freeze was on there for 1 year and he lost. Right, but I'm telling you,
he was there 1 year and he took Perry Thompson from Nick Saban. He took DeMarcus Riddick from Nick Saban.
But we're not scoring that to go to the playoffs. You don't have to have the best to go to the playoffs. You don't have to have the #1 recruiting class. Does that make sense?
You're more likely to go
to the playoffs. You do not have to have the #1 recruiting class. Am I wrong or right?
What are you talking about, man? I don't understand the argument.
I'm trying to say what y'all talking about. What he did?
Brian Harsin got out of here because he doing what he couldn't do. What Hugh Freeze is doing right now,
which was what?
Taking food off y'all plate.
But if Hugh Freeze don't win the Iron Bowl next 2 years, what happens?
Taking food out y'all mouth, man.
If Hugh Freeze don't win the Iron Bowl,
he gonna still be at Auburn.
Y'all, 2025, y'all supposed to win that championship. 2026, 2026, right?
He gonna still be at Auburn.
So you saying, with all the money that y'all putting out right now, if he don't win, he don't have to win that championship by 2026. I'm talking about the January playoff.
Oh man, 2026 is 2 years from now. Ty, are you serious?
So I thought you said, so it's 2027.
I didn't say 2026, man. That's what you said.
No, is it 2027?
What?
That's when he's expected to win it. He don't have to win. He has to win the SEC by win. Let's go with that.
And we don't win all the way off why Auburn beating Alabama in recruiting, but that's a part of the coping mechanism.
It's not really beating when we rank #2 in the country. But what are you talking about? What you about in the state of Alabama? Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, right. But again, and we rank #5, tight. So what I'm saying is, you would rather have a 5-star from California than a 5-star from Alabama, because you acting like it ain't.
I'd rather have the high quality. But you acting like IMG Academy and Harcell and Mater Dei and these coaches, they don't play just a regular program.
We're talking
Texas got some good football too.
You're not.
We got my starting quarterback is several stars. Where was Tua from? Where was Jalen from? Where is Milroe from?
But okay, so they were the only people on the team. Like y'all trying
No. What I'm saying is they not from Alabama.
But what I'm saying is Nick Saban never had a class where hold up. I ain't even making the point. Nick Saban never had a class where he didn't have any recruits from Alabama.
We do have recruits from Alabama. Stop it.
Out of the top 10, we're talking
out of the top 10. Yeah. But here's the thing, and it's crazy to me how y'all think it, like y'all think y'all like going to the next level based off something that was already done in Alabama. At least it's like this whole thing y'all talking about. Y'all got whole statistics on how Nick Saban in 2007 began getting inside the state, dominating the state. How about maybe like at the time he was recruiting against Florida, which may have had a better history of football at the time? Because that's what I was trying to ask you. Who won the SEC championship in 2001 through 2007? Because it wasn't Alabama. It probably was Florida. And you had Tennessee in there.
Okay, was not Florida recruiting Florida though?
That's what I'm saying. But now we started recruiting Florida and getting players out of there as well, because it was a big thing between we had this guy, he was a linebacker that came out of Florida. It was a big battle over him, and everybody was surprised when he came to Alabama, because it was like it's like Alabama was drawing people in. So but all I'm saying, everything you're saying this season will rectify all of it. Either Kalen DeBoer won't be worthy of the top 10 players, or he can go down there and stump a monkey hole in Auburn and he dominate the recruiting again in state for the next several years. But don't be surprised, because Travis Carroll, I think his name is Travis, Michael Carroll. He is trying to get people from IMG to come straight to Alabama with him. He's trying to get more and more players. And the reason I bring up IMG is because IMG travels across the country to beat up on superior schools. And they don't win every game, but that says something.
Okay, let me ask you this. And I'm going to ask you just based on what you just said. So what you're saying is what's going on right now is maybe temporal, which I agree. And let me say this before I go in there. It may be temporal because it's like you could have 5 of the people on Auburn's commitment list flip over to Alabama. because
Georgia or Tennessee.
Yeah, right. Recruiting is fluid, so don't even get it twisted. You know, of course we celebrate recruiting battles, but tomorrow it can change, and all 10 of them, all 8 of them guys could flip to Alabama. You see what I'm saying? Because Alabama's not going to just sit and be idle and let Alabama, you know. Okay, so getting that out the way, you said that it's temporal, right? And then you said if Kalen,
it could be.
Right, but you said if Kalen DeBoer has say if Alabama goes undefeated and Alabama wins the national championship, stomp Auburn in the Iron Bowl, then what you're saying is Kalen DeBoer then can go into Alabama and get who he wants. Is that what you're saying?
I think first of all, I think all these coaches get what they think they need.
No, I'm just saying it just according to what you say.
Alabama could go to a point where say we got 5 or 6 players from Alabama, say it goes up to 10. But it still could be heavily skewed to having players come in from outside of the state. But maybe the quality of the in-state gets higher.
Okay,
so I think y'all have been talking to these players longer than us. Antonio Coleman, y'all been talking. Hugh Freeze to Kalen DeBoer, y'all been talking longer than anybody else.
Right, but my point I'm asking you is you're saying that if Kalen DeBoer then has a good season, then he will be able to go in the state of Alabama and, like you say, stomp a monkey hole us and get the recruits he wants. That's what you just said? Am I correct?
Yeah, that's a possibility, but it could be it's something else at play. Yeah, it's a play. It could go the other way just as well. So what if Alabama go to the Iron Bowl and get beat by 42?
That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm just saying if Alabama wins and go to the national championship, then they would. Then the thing could reverse.
Or we end up just going further in the playoff than Auburn with the victory, because you could lose to Alabama and still be 11-1, or vice versa. We could lose to y'all, still be 11-1 in the playoffs. So it's a lot of ways to go. There's another ploy I think y'all missing too, because I'm starting to notice this thing in recruiting all over.
Right.
What if somebody just sit there and play you like the Juice Crew? And this is what I mean. This is the hustle. I know people putting out money and it's unlimited for people, but what if we just let these kids play another senior year and be like, you know what? I do need that player. Go down there and offer this dude some more money for a final agreement. That's why I think like going real early. I mean, I'm sensitive. I had 2 recruits I did videos on, and when they flipped, I was like, unlike any other time in my life, I was miffed because I'm like, man, I wasted my time putting this video together for this cat. But then again, it ain't over. It's like it's not over. Yeah, so even like at Ohio State, how they coming? I don't know why they coming down the south. Somebody need to pop them upside the head. But if Ohio State has actual more money and they want to be strategic with it, because like you were talking about the Alabama defensive lineman, it's like, okay, well, I am noticing that there was like 2 linemen, and there's, like I said, it's really 2. It's really 4, but it's some offensive linemen that can play defensive line, but they still have positions still available. They still have a position still available. And let me kill this real quick. But what if they come back and they just get real strategic? Let's go down to Auburn. Let's go down to Florida State. And before these guys, enroll in school, what if even Texas could do it to us and vice versa? They just come in the last minute on that class of 2025 and be like, we talked before and we watched your senior year, and you know what? You are worth for such and such amount of money, signing bonus, Lamborghini, Isaiah Bond type deal. Because I think that's what's going to happen with a lot of people. And I don't think the fan base really understands how much money is operating right now, because I think that's exactly why you hold off on about 5 or 6 positions and just sit there and wait until this season is over. Not that you're not contacting and calling, but waiting to put in your last offer.
Sure, I think that's a great way of negotiating. You do that. You
can miss out sometimes because people could be building up because you're committed. Maybe you can have more conversations with the coach. So you may say, "Well, I done built up a rapport with Coach Freeze, and I'm done with the negotiation. I'm ready to go." Like this guy that I did a video on the other day, number 1 on my list, Abdul Sanders, and number 2, Anthony Rogers. It was this Steve Mbomo. I think I got his name right. He's from Canada, but both of them was like, they signed. It was like, oh, don't call me. You know what I'm saying? But Mbomo went to, for some reason, he recategorized his past class, so he's actually practicing. But they have him listed with the class of 2025. But Abdul Saunders, this guy, he signed so early with Alabama, I could tell, like, yeah, he grew up probably like a fan, sitting there with his hat, because he just like, Alabama, cool, I got it. But he been sitting on that list since like March of this year. Yeah, March of this year, I guess. I mean, you can imagine what kind of money they probably sent at him. I think he's a linebacker. And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, hey, what's making this guy stick? What makes a guy stick and stay in this environment? Because the truth be told, USC paying a lot of money out there. Just for you to say, I'm going to California, I'm gonna kick it out there with Snoop Dogg and them, and I'm Kendrick Lamar, then next year I'll be back home, mama. I do wonder, like, what's the mentality that makes somebody say, you know, I'm just gonna stick and stay with this first actual, because you don't have to verbalize your commitment either. I mean, are they getting paid to keep that verbal commitments, or is it a big payday at the end? So
again, some, from what I understand, they're getting paid to be on the commitment list.
So, like, how much would you heard like around?
Somebody said 5,000. Somebody, I think it said like $5,000 maybe a month. I think
5,000 months to stay on.
That's what, and don't quote me on that. Take that with a grain of salt. That's what I think. Somebody.
So that means that somebody could come in, a Notre Dame, what have you, who you talking about Po-Mouth? I heard they crying Po-Mouth, like they know where to get the money from. Go to the church anyway. That you know, people could come in the end and just start paying you more money, like they talking about. I always thought that boy at Tennessee was gonna go back home.
Why, if you getting $2 million a year?
Because I think somebody
who's gonna give you $2 million a year? That's
UCLA.
And you unproven.
Why would you give somebody $1.5 million and you unproven?
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying they allegedly getting this dude $2 million.
And he, you know what it is, and he got a brother too.
Yeah, he got a brother.
He got a brother.
And then if you notice, Tennessee has just signed. I mean, they just got a commitment from another 5-star. But Ty, you ain't answered my question though.
What question?
You went on this, you know, thing about, you know, I was asking. Yeah, my question was about Kalen DeBoer winning 12 games, going to the national championship. Would he be
you didn't finish that question? Go ahead.
Right. Yeah. Would he be able to recruit Alabama?
Would he be able to recruit Alabama?
Yeah, you saying he would be able to recruit Alabama if he won all these games?
Much easier. Yes.
Right. Okay. So why would he want to recruit Alabama now? So it must be important. Why would he don't need to recruit Alabama? He can just go national.
Nobody
so why would now
he didn't? But you saying you're assuming he didn't recruit Alabama now.
But I'm just saying, you're like, first you was like it's not important.
No. To get the more quality players will probably try to.
Yeah, but you like he can just.
But more quality players, he was probably where he would be his net reward. People are looking at Alabama from a defense standpoint, saying, like, I'm going over there. You know, Saban's there. I'm going to the NFL, or at least I increase my chances. So when that goes away, you look at Kalen's team, and let's be honest, you got South Alabama's ex-coach sitting there, and you got Kalen. I think that's why I think they got Ryan Williams, because it was more offensive central coach. Everybody waiting, including me. I'm waiting to see what Kane. I'm waiting to see what Kane gonna put on the field.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because think about who Nick Saban was probably talking to more often. The defensive players. There's some offensive guys out there, running backs always there. Derrick Henry ain't from Alabama either. That just hit me. But there's probably some offensive players that he talked to, but he probably was talking about the top, you know, Nick Saban was probably talking to the top defensive people for the most part, especially in their junior and their sophomore year. So then he gets to the senior year, he ain't coming. So they're probably like, well, I'm open to doing other things. What I'm saying, he establishes his defensive, how his defense is going to look and how it's going to stay. Can they be dominant? Will 2 or 3 people get drafted in the first 2 days? Then I think that his defense is going to have more players come in from the more quality Alabama players. I ain't saying he did not recruit, because Womack was working his area big time. He was hitting people down there left and right down in the Mobile area.
Okay, but it's just like,
and he was already talking to people from a lesser position.
Yeah, but y'all like that's the only thing I have is number one, y'all saying like this, like Alabama don't want them and they don't need them.
Who said they didn't want them? It could be a culture. It could be.
You
if you lose them, you lose them. But if you lose, you lose.
You telling me Kane
won't
but if you lose, man, are you serious?
We had two guys you
telling me Ohio State won't Naeem Alford, but Alabama don't need him.
Did they offer Naeem Alford?
You telling me Alabama?
You said it. Didn't they offer him? Didn't they offer Naeem?
What I'm saying
so what you're saying don't make sense because they offered him.
What you saying don't make sense.
They offered him, no.
But when y'all don't get him, y'all be like, we don't need him. We didn't need him. We got a 5-star.
I think we did get some replacements now.
I'm
mean,
when
we're gonna show you we got replacements.
No, but I'm saying when Antonio Coleman flipped to Auburn, now all of a sudden is we didn't need him. We'll just get we get another 4-star.
I'm looking on the board. We did get ain't no dishonesty going on, brother. We got players.
It ain't dishonesty. Y'all just coping with life. Y'all just coping, bro. Instead of admitting, saying, yeah, this is a player we wanted, and Auburn beat us.
First of all, we have a better recruiting class than one team.
Y'all, bro.
We have a better recruiting class than one team.
Just like y'all.
Ohio State has a better recruiting class than Alabama. That's it. That's according to the people that you love.
Y'all won't admit.
Okay, so
like y'all have an issue.
But let's take it like this. Let's see if you was an Ole Miss fan, which I think is a better team than yours,
sir.
If y'all was an Ole Miss, if you were an Ole Miss fan, you still wouldn't be in the conversation with me because their recruiting is like not as good as ours. But they are a better team than Auburn.
Sir, that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is this: I can acknowledge and say, Kalen DeBoer is doing well. He's recruiting well. He has a great.
Oh, that ain't what y'all was saying. No. Let me finish. Don't try that. Don't try that. No. I won't let you finish. Because that is bump. Everybody said he was terrible. They said he couldn't recruit. They said it was awful. They said it was never. No, because it's not. Don't say that now. No, that's your coping mechanism. Because you want to say you were hoping that the same would leave. That we would take the air out of all the balloons. We'll take the names down. Y'all want to melt all the statues down. Y'all want a new Alabama resurrected that don't even have any national championships. But that ain't what's happening. That's not what's happening. The man is over there. All y'all said he could. You yourself even told me if he couldn't recruit at Washington, that better than a 41 average 41 class. What makes you think he's going to be a good recruit at Alabama? You don't remember saying that, though, do you?
That's not what I said.
What did you say?
What I said was, if he's at Washington and recruiting a 40 class, don't say you said he does more with less.
Yes, he does. That's a fact.
Okay, so it can't be both. He can't be a 40 recruit at Washington and then a top 1 recruit at Alabama. Is he doing more with less, or was he not recruiting well at Washington?
How good of a recruiter was Hugh Freeze at Liberty? How good of a Hugh?
Very well. He got
okay. He got okay. He was in the top 20. He was doing what he's doing now. Is he? Did he have a top 5 class at Liberty?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Did he have a top 10 class at Liberty?
Bro, it was Liberty. No, he didn't have a top 10 class, but
it was Washington. Of course, he didn't have a number 2 class. Same thing.
Okay, man,
same thing. That's what I'm telling you. You're saying the same thing. It was Washington.
Make a point, but you can win an argument. You can win a debate by not letting the other person talk.
Hey, man,
do that. Go ahead.
I'm telling you, man. I'm just telling you, the man was 41, and that still don't have nothing to do with doing more with less, because he won at the other level, NAIA or whatever it was, as well. Where recruiting is still difficult, is even much harder. But you're not gonna crack no top, the top recruiting class in the country from certain schools. Okay. I tell you, you take Nick Saban and take him on down to Tulane, he may get it up there in about 5 years, but it ain't gonna be in no 3 years.
Okay.
Even if, well, I can say if he was like 10 years younger, maybe he can get it there in 2 years at Tulane. Still gonna be difficult sitting right up on the LSU. So that's all I'm saying, man. It's like when all this stuff, that's why I can't wait. We got less than like 28 days to the season kickoff, because I'm tired of y'all thinking that y'all about to see a big fall off from this program. That ain't what you about to see. The worst case scenario for this program is 9 games. That's the worst case scenario. 9 losses to who? What was it? Tennessee, LSU, Auburn, maybe. That's the worst case scenario. That ain't my scenario. That ain't what I'm seeing. Then talking about doing a regular season too. I ain't talking about like, you know, going to the Chick-fil-A Bowl. But that's the worst case scenario right now. It's about 9 games. And I really expect it to be about 11. Because I think y'all about to see something. But I don't know what to say about the defense. I know they got players. I know they got scheme. I know people are coming in. The transfer is looking good. The ones from Wake Forest, the one from Charlotte, the ones from Michigan, the DBs, they back there working hard. Malachi putting in extra film work. Everybody putting in work, trying to get up to that next level, live with the standard. Lankin, you see the documentary? It was a great piece of cinema.
I didn't see the documentary type.
Huh?
I didn't see the documentary.
You know you seen the documentary. Boy, you know you watched that. You probably watched it while you was cut up with a little you had your blanket and your thumb sucking on it. Yeah, man.
I didn't see the documentary. All right.
But anyway, I'm just telling you, man, it could all change in a matter of. I just say, you know, I'm glad y'all got a victory out of whatever that is. Y'all got the best recruits in the state of Alabama. Congratulations.
That was
I guess,
Iron Bowl monologue.
That's all I can give. I mean, there are no trophy. There are no trophies. So what if Alabama had the best recruiting class compared in the state of Texas? I don't know. Who do you think has the best college football? You think Alabama has the best high school football in the country?
Georgia.
So if Alabama came back and we had like, I don't know, 6 of 10 of the top recruits out of Georgia, which would not surprise me. So did we get a prize for that, or
that would be?
We get a cookie
if y'all get 6 of the top 10
in
Georgia, you deserve a cookie because you got some great players and you just dusted Kirby Smart off. So yeah, right. Get a cookie, absolutely, because that matters. It matters.
I don't know. Did y'all look that up to make sure we didn't?
It matters
because 2025 we got about. It's about 6 people I can think of off the top of my head.
Out of the top 10 in Georgia?
I don't know. They just from Georgia. One of them, 2 of them are 5 stars.
You said top 10.
All those are 5 stars, you think? Everybody at the top 10 is a 5-star?
No, not necessarily.
I'm just asking because
I don't know. I don't know. You telling me something I don't know. I have no idea of. I don't follow Alabama recruiting that close.
I'm saying just in general. Like if we get Eastman, Georgia. No, they got people from all over. Because like I said, that's the only reason I said these must be people he was calling at Washington while he was like, hey, you think about coming to Washington for a visit? And they was like, no, not really. I'm serious. This is not what I honestly think. He started calling these people. Listen to these cities, man. Kansas, California, several people in California. Well, California makes sense because he was in Washington.
Yeah, when you talk about
Georgia,
getting Georgia players, he's in a
Quebec
proximity.
Yeah, but he was in Quebec. Got Quebec, but we do have.
If he was at pretty good players, he came to Georgia Tech, he'll get Georgia players because he's closer.
But several people but the people is coming from Mater Dei, and it's another high school out there. They are some really highly touted talent that a lot of people wanted. Ohio State. I mean, everybody does it. They get people the best. Like Ohio State don't have nobody even to compete with when it comes to recruiting their own state. And that was really one of the downfalls, as I told you, of Notre Dame. For years, they was getting people from out of state. When they became a normal program, that's their biggest problem. People in Indiana don't like messing with them. Is it South Bend? Yeah, Indiana. They don't like. They have coaches who are players who wanted to go to Notre Dame, and for years, their whole districts were shunned because they were getting people. We got people from Tuskegee. Mr. Hooten, he sent his son to play football at Notre Dame. Why? Because he's one of the highest touted players in Alabama. And he was so proud to have that guy there. But the whole time when he was up there, he sent his daughter too. But the whole time he was up there, there was some kid in Indiana like, I can't believe this. They didn't have a shot. And then now it's kind of reversed. So they still they're regional now. It's gotten better. But like 20 years ago, like when Willingham was there, no, they had absolutely wonderful players. They chose Drew Brees, for instance. These people went to Purdue. They went to anywhere but Michigan, but Notre Dame, with the Michigan State, everybody just had the coaches held grudges against them.
Yeah, but back in the day with Notre Dame, bro, back in the day, they was like they still got a TV deal, man. So they were the only people on TV.
Mm-hmm. They got that bag though too.
Yeah, so yeah, they do.
That's why they can go in. And then I think what the reason, like, you know, I know people think like, well, maybe these people from out of state, they don't understand the culture, what it takes to get through an Iron Bowl, or and that's the thing is, like at Notre Dame, they had tradition, and they had the films and the Rockneys and all this other stuff to teach people that tradition. So you get your trophy cases going, you get your videos flowing, you get your people in the Rabbit fans, the millions and millions of people on the internet who want to see you do well, the thousands of haters that are going to say, oh, we're going to beat your butt. And you begin to understand that culture. Now, you won't know it until you're in the game, no matter whether you're from Tuscaloosa, Auburn, or where you're from Tusculum, Mexico. Until you get in the game, you won't know it. But somebody on both teams better be preparing the people for the greatest college football rivalry that we know of. And that's when the coaching comes in, and the mind games and psychological, and getting the right speakers in. And I don't know, man. I think it's going to be it's always an interesting game. I just expect to win it for the next couple seasons.
Yeah, man. I was just and we can get to it in the next show, man. Y'all tune in next week when we come on. We're going to talk about the show y'all the new graphics for the ABC SEC on ABC. Talk about the horns down and the new NFL kickoff rule, man. I want to.
What horns down like this?
Yeah, that.
What is that? What are they doing?
Yeah,
what are they doing?
They like said it wasn't going to be a penalty
if you do horns down.
Yeah, you know, from what I understand in the Big 12, it was a penalty for doing horns down. You know what I'm
saying? This ain't the Big 12.
So the SEC can't, because that was the big question: is it going to be a penalty since they're in the SEC now, and the officiating president of.
Oh, you talking about Oklahoma, aren't you?
What?
They the only people I know that will be doing that.
No, everybody gonna be doing it.
Well, my thing is like this too.
Everybody gonna be doing horns down.
Okay, so was Saban?
It was a penalty when they was in the Big 12, bro.
He told them not to do something after one of those games. They was taunting somebody after the game they had won, and he said, "Cut that S out." Right there on national TV. I can't remember who it was. It wasn't Texas, because we lost.
I remember that. I
remember he was doing, because and that's what I
remember.
I just wonder on those type of things. I wonder what kind of coach. I watched them, but I wonder what kind of coach the boy is going to be. But
we gonna see.
Washington, what kind of
we gonna see, man. Because
he doesn't change so much, man.
Yeah, we can see, because that culture thing, and we seeing
he had a good culture at Washington because he contained these.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The
barbarians.
Yeah, because Nick Saban. Think about this now. Think about this.
Yeah.
Nick Saban was like, that was one of the reasons he quit football, man.
Yeah,
he stated that as a reason. He was like, the sportsmanship and how they act after games is just. He was like, it ain't it. So I'm out.
Yeah, I heard.
You can't come in there, and he was a disciplinarian, and that he couldn't control it. So think about Kalen the boy. If you just coming in, we'll see.
I know you're driving folks crazy, because right now
next week
they got music at practice.
That shows you, man. It's different. We'll see. We'll see if
Roll Tide Willie.
Yeah, we'll see. He had practice too, so we'll see.
That's crazy, ain't it?
We'll see.
It's like, ain't trying to be funny, man. 6 and 6. He need to find an address to Brian Harsin.
What?
I don't know if he's gonna make it, because these people are already mad, man. You know, he changed.
You saying if he goes 6-6? Yeah. If anything,
like
anything other than winning championships, man,
eyeballs on you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a problem, man.
Eyeballs on you. All right, man. What can they reach at over there?
Auburn Addicts, Auburn _ Addicts.
I haven't seen any videos from you lately. It's strange. It's a lie. It's Midas Touch and Auburn Addicts on my TV. Golly, I can't even see nothing.
It's 5 today. You know what I'm saying? Got to keep all people fed. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up, man. But yeah, y'all can find me and tell your family members. I know you got Auburn family members, because I got all Alabama family members, man. So You know, my sister, my mama, my mama a good mother because she
dice it up.
I'm an Alabama fan, Auburn fan, then she a Georgia fan sometimes.
Tennessee. Oh, she don't like staying.
Like she, you know, like Drell said, who is my nephew, an Alabama fan. He was like, Tennessee,
great America.
It didn't get hot enough for my mama to jump on them. You know, so they hit it and fade it. So she have time. So I'm like, bro, you crazy. But yeah, man.
Dre ought to have he ought to have 2 votes. Great American.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Y'all can find me. Tell your family members, man, about Auburn Addicts, man.
Yeah. Tight Sports here, dropping them all, getting ready for the season. Gonna try to run some kind of series to break down their competitors here pretty soon. Mondays around the herd, going live. I go live at 6:30. 6:30. So we're gonna we worked all the kinks out. So now I think we're ready to talk to people if they got questions or comments. But you know, like I said, it's G.
It's pretty good for an Alabama show, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we'll take that because we know it's hard for y'all distinguishing colors on TV.
It is. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good show for an Alabama show, man.
Wow,
I'll give you that. For an Alabama show, it's good, man.
Just been getting insulted for a whole hour.
Bro, I'm giving you a compliment.
How much we get paid for this?
I'm giving you a compliment, man.
What?
I'm giving you a compliment. I'm giving you a compliment, dude.
Call my lawyer.
Giving you a compliment.
We gotta renegotiate this contract. We gotta get up out of here, man.
All right, man. We'll see y'all next time. Y'all tune in, man. We're gonna get into some stuff that week, man. We'll see y'all. And War Eagle.